Okay, hello everyone. This is Marketing Strategy Final Presentations. We are group two, and let's get started. So I would like to start off with the company overview. The industry is a AI-driven robotics founded in 2022, and they are located in the San Francisco, California. The brand identity is that they love to expand the human capabilities through the advanced AI, which is humanoid. The goal of the company is they want to distribute autonomous humanoid workers globally. The benefit of the product they provided is that we can expand their product to manufacturing, warehousing, logistics, physical labors, household assistants. Surprisingly, recently they also partnership with the BMW. So their the figure 02, the product um, actually increased the BMW plans of 400% efficiency upgraded. So move on to the SWOT analysis. The strength is advanced AI integrations and the versatile. And the weakness is a market entry challenges and the scalability concerns due to production cost. Opportunities, high demand for automations, solution in emerging markets such as Asia and Latin America. Threats are intensive competitions from established players such as ABB, Boston Dynamics, and Tesla. And below the images is a representative products of the competitors. And move on to this pastel analysis. Political aspect, growing government supports for AI and robotics in developed economies. Economy aspect, a rising labor shortage drive demands for automation and robotics across the industry like manufacturing. Social aspect, increasing absence of humanoid robots and the industry and the service-based applications, especially aging populations. Technological aspect, rapid advance in AI, machine learning, and robotics hardware enhance the functionality adapt rates. Environmental aspect, growing emphasis on energy efficiency robots to meet the sustainability goals. Legal aspect, evolving regulatory frameworks for AI ethics, safety standards. So I'd like to hand over to Tosin.
All right, so I'm talking about the competitive analysis, and I'm going to start off by saying with any business, understanding your competitors, keeping a tab on them and see what they are doing is very vital because this gives you intelligence about your rival's strength, weakness, and strategy, and helps you as an organization identify opportunity for differentiation. Figure High AI has two major direct competitors, and that ability robotics and Boston Dynamics. Both of these companies just also build immuno robots, but unlike Figure AI that is diversified for multi-purpose use, they are more specific and they are geared more towards certain industry. Next slide, please. All right. So up here, I talked about the strengths and weakness of our competitors, like Agility Robotics. They have like unique features. That's the strength, and they have fast, innovative technology, but the weakness is going to be limited market popularity, and this comes with it being specific, mostly for industry, like it's specific the job it does, and when it's specific, there's a smaller group of demographic that it can reach, unlike when it's for everyday use. Boston Dynamic, the strength is going to be high tech mobility and strong adaptability as well. But the weakness is high production cost. And like we all know, even though AI is is a developing is a developing thing in general, but to actually actualize and make one of these humanoid robots is expensive. So Boston Dynamics, that's one of their weaknesses. When your product is so expensive, there's a limit to the number of people that can buy. Figure AI, their strength is going to be like focus on various industry. You can use it in the healthcare. Basically, anyone that can afford it, it can work for you. It will serve a purpose for you. And their weakness might be market entering challenges because there are other competitors that people are used to. Getting people's attention to see what makes their product different might be challenging because most people don't like change. Most people are used to what they like. Next slide, please. All right. So differentiation, which is something like I've spoke about earlier, in general, it's just like what differentiate AI. It's basically saying why should you go with figure AI? One, there is the efficiency and precision. There's increased efficiency. There's reduced human error whenever this humanoid robot does the job, and there's improved product quality as well. And because of the increase in efficiency and precision, it helps in departments where people have to do hard labor. Less workers are complaining about physical restraint because now they have the humanoid robot to do that for them. It's very versatile. It can be used in any field. It's not just structured towards one field. And it's human. It has a human-centric device, which basically means that it can serve as a companion for humans as well. It helps people with disabilities to go about their daily days as well, and it improves customers' experience in hotels and restaurants because their tasks are programmed. They are less to make more mistake, and that some customers can find that fascinating. Next slide, please. All right. So the target market profile, like I said, figure AI is still expensive. So our target market is going to be manufacturers, those that do hard labor, those that have to lift hard equipment. Those are one of our target audience. Healthcare, healthcare workers, what's the name? They can be used human for patient assistance, which will help prevent physical restraint. Like when you need to turn a patient, when you need to move a patient, you can set the humanoid robot, and that takes away the restraint of putting them on your back. Hospitality, like I said, for customer service, you can see robot being used in hotels and restaurants as well. And secondary market might be for defense and research purpose. Since it's still new, there are going to be institutions that are still doing research on them as well. And what's our demographic? Our demographics is like in regards to size, it's like mid to large enterprise. Our geography is going to be countries or regions that are interested in AI and improving AI. Because, like I said, it's expensive. You can't just take it to a place where there's no AI there's no AI growth happening. You're not going to get customers as well. And decision makers are also a huge part of your demographic because they are the ones that are going to sign the deals and other things. So knowing all this is important in the figure AI company. Next slide.
So yeah, a quick overview of the four different stages of the product life cycle, the marketing objectives in each of these phases, and the four P's marketing mixes influence on each of the objectives. So in the introductory stage, the focus is for Figure AI to increase brand awareness by about 75% within 3 months of launching the product, and also to try and get as many customers to sign up for pilot programs to practically experience the product. In terms of the four P's, from a product standpoint, Figure AI's goal is to ensure there's unique differentiators, good technology, reliability to allow it to stand out from competition. Pricing strategies, there's usually two strategies over here. One is price skimming, where the company starts with a really high price and then starts to reduce the price depending on competition, or price penetration is to start in with a really aggressive price to try and gain market share. And in the introductory stage, companies like Figure AI usually try to gain leads try to have customers sign up for their products through conferences, research gatherings, or like networking sessions related to AI, robotics, so on and so forth. Promotion and marketing efforts play a very important role in the early stages of the product life cycle, like the introductory stage and the growth stage. Next slide, please. In the growth stage, the goal is for Figure AI to increase revenues by about 100%. Again, these are hypothetical numbers, and the goal is also to acquire additional customers. And while doing this, they also try to increase their market share and increase their brand awareness. From a product standpoint, some of the early customers are potentially at this point trying to give feedback about Figure AI's like products, and the goal is for the company to try and incorporate changes, revisions to make the product more efficient. Uh, from a price standpoint, depending on competition, pricing power can be maintained if demand for the product exists, or if there's high levels of competition, there might be pressure on pricing and also gross margins. Um, from a place standpoint, the sales number of sales channels increase, and at this point, companies are mostly unprofitable, and a lot of the revenues are reinvested back into the business for growth. And again, as stated earlier, promotion marketing plays a really important factor in the growth stage as well. Next slide, please. So as we reach the maturity stage, we see that the growth for the product starts to saturate. And at this point, Figure AI's goal is to try and penetrate into the market and acquire about a 50% of the market share for this target segment and try to display industry leadership. And at this point, they're also trying to launch or at least give their existing customers a preview of what's to come in terms of new product launches. At this time, again, continue to improve the product from a 4P standpoint by taking in the feedback. And then there's NPI teams that are focused on new products. Depending on how much of the market Figure AI is able to capture, that will impact how it is able to continue from a pricing standpoint for its products. And at this point, as growth starts to saturate, Figure AI will try to look into new markets to try and expand maybe different regions, different geographies, so on and so forth. And from a promotion marketing standpoint, it's all a function of competition and levels of inventory. If there's really high levels of inventory, they might be forced to reduce pricing in order to deplete the inventory and increase their sales. Finally, if we look at the decline stage, uh, the goal over here again is to wind down the current product inventory and try to prepare for the new product launch. So any additional spend at this juncture for a product standpoint is completely limited, and the goal is to contain costs. From pricing standpoint, companies might be forced to discount their inventory to deplete them and increase their sales. And again, as expenditure or capex is limited, any additional expansions at this phase are probably not common. And from a promotion standpoint, these again play an integral role to ensure Figure AI can deplete all of its inventory from its current generation products before it launches the next gen products. So, next slide gives a quick overview about the marketing communications budget and how this can be allocated towards the different marketing channels for Figure AI. So, assuming a hypothetical revenue of about $30 million, there's market insights that say for B2B companies, the marketing budget is about 2 to 5% of revenue, whereas for B2C companies, it's about 5 to 10% of the revenue. The assumption for Figure AI being a startup is that it's probably going to allocate more of its revenues towards the marketing budget, being a new startup and trying to invest heavily into the marketing efforts. So we'll take the higher side of that estimate at 10% of revenue. So that gives a total marketing budget of $3 million, which is split across these six different verticals as follows, right? So digital marketing, 30%, the goal over here is to help with that 75% increase in brand awareness within 3 months. If we look at content marketing, SEO, and website maintenance and email marketing, they have a different allocation of the budget. But the goal over here is to boost brand awareness and visibility. Public relations is 10%, and the goal over here is to improve customer conversions by about 50%. And finally, paid media and events at 5% allocation is to help Figure AI achieve the 50% market share in the maturity stage. Finally, the next slide just gives a different visual overview of how the marketing budget for Figure AI is allocated across these different marketing channels.
All right, thanks, Jonathan. So to conclude, in terms of how we want to take it forward, first one is like the point in terms of how we want to revolutionize the industries. Figure AI will lead to charge the transformation operations to the versatile AI-driven humanoid robots, which will bridge the gap between the labor gaps to enhance the efficiency. Then also it's about the versatile applications which we'll be having. So our robots are designed for the diverse sectors such as different industries, starting with manufacturing, logistics, healthcare, hospitality, and more, addressing with the real world needs to be more adaptable. And also concentrating on the human-centric solutions, which means that by reducing the physical strain, improving the accuracy, aiding to the individuals with disabilities, so that our robots go beyond the functionality to enhance the quality of life. Then also looking at the sustainability and innovation, which means by aligning with the global focus with the energy efficiency to look at how the regulatory compliance and the Figure AI would offer the sustainable solutions, which is tailored to the industry needs. And from a strategic perspective, in the partnerships, look at the collaboration, like what we said in the beginning with BMW, showcase our commitment to the innovation, where we'll be delivering the measurable value for the enterprise worldwide. Next slide, please. And also, we would be looking at the aspect of future ready, which means that dedicated focus on the continuous improvements with the new products, and also looking at introductions with the Figure AI being posed to maintain the competitive edge in the rapidly evolving market. And also looking at driving growth, which also supports the robust marketing strategies where we expand, which has already been explained by my team member in terms of what those marketing strategies would be and how the budget allocation is, and look at regaining the industry leadership in AI and robotics. And also look at visionary leadership. Our mission is to redefine the automation, enhance human capabilities, and create smarter and more efficient future. So join us as we shape the future for robotics and empower the industry worldwide. So in the next slide, we have the references from where we have collected the information and referred for this presentation. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you.
Let me stop